Ballpark Beef is back at it once again. It's been a minute, but the crew is back together. We're going to bring you some Cardinals, Yankees, and Mets news. We're going to talk about how good the Cardinals have been lately, how amazing Aaron Judge is, because he's just lighting the world on fire. And is Soto washed? Question mark? Roll that music.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Ballpark Beef. We have missed you. As you know, life gets busy, and when life gets busy, Ballpark Beef can't record. But nonetheless, we are back, and, we're going to bring you as many episodes as we can this year. Whether it's 2, 3, 10, 20, I don't know. But we'll be here. Just stay along for the ride, all right? I hope everyone's been well. It's been an extended break, but, like I said, life gets busy. So the boys are back in town, and we're going to talk some baseball. We're going to talk some football. We're going to just talk about everything because we have a lot to talk about, which is a good thing. And yeah, so without further ado, since, the St. Louis Cardinals are setting the world on fire, Nick, do you want to tell us what's going right for the Cardinals right now?
Yeah, man. I mean, it all started with the New York Mets coming into St. Louis and St. Louis taking 2 out of 3 there. And after that, they just, they said, fuck it, we're going on a tear. Winning 10 in a row, beating Pittsburgh, Washington, taking 2 out of 3 from Philly. And then, now they just keep winning 2 out of 3 against Kansas City, Detroit. They lost 2 out of 3, but then Arizona and now Baltimore. I mean, the Cardinals are 16 and 6, 16 and 7 in the month of May, which ranks 3rd best out of MLB. They're putting on a show, whether it's, scoring 7, 8, 9, 10 runs or winning some dogfight matches where the pitching is there and it's like 4-2, 2-1. I can't really ask for a better, month of baseball from a team that I watch all the time. It's unfortunate that I haven't really been like watching the game by game because, my New York Knicks are playing in the conference finals, but it's always good to hop on the ESPN app and see that the St. Louis Cardinals get another W. So right now they are second in their division behind the Cubs. They're still 3 games back, but the Cardinals are a good home team, 19 and 8 at home and 11 and 16 away. So month of May, 1 week left. Hopefully they could take 2 out of 3 from Baltimore and then win the next series and, get 20 wins.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, the Cardinals look good, man. Like you said, winning 2 out of 3 is how you want to play baseball. You're winning series, right? Who cares if you're not sweeping? You're winning series. Just stack series wins. They're, 6-4 in their last 10, 30, over 6 games over 500. And pitching's doing well, as you said, which I thought was an area of concern coming into the year. But clearly it's not because you have a positive run differential. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, so I mean,
plus 40, which, is a lot more than I expected.
Cardinals look decent, and, the NL Central doesn't look too competitive. So, this could be a year you guys make the playoffs after you saying, maybe 500, maybe under, but those are good years, right?
Yeah, I mean, for a 54-game start, 30 and 24 is definitely on the upslope of what I expected, but, I mean, there's still 100-plus games left. So, anything can happen, but as long as they keep playing like this, I'll expect a little bit of moves during the trade deadline.
107 to beat. 108.
Moves.
What kind of moves? What kind of moves?
I mean,
moves.
as well as the pitching's doing, I definitely can see them making more pitching. But other than that, I mean, I think their lineup's pretty good. A lot of people stepping up when players get hurt. Definitely doesn't hurt to go get another bat, but we'll get into that more when the trade deadline comes around.
That's fair. I like that. Well, we heard about the Cardinals. Let's talk about the other NL team. Let's get into the Mets a little bit. They're, playing well. Pitching is amazing, as per our last episode, still holding up. I think the only question of concern is their $1 million man, Juan Soto. Jimmy, what's going on with the Mets? What's going on with Juan Soto? And what's your take on why Soto's struggling right now?
Soto is a $750 million man, by the way.
Yeah.
Get that clear.
All right.
The Mets are an enigma this season. Everyone thought the lineup would carry us, pitching would struggle. but it's been the exact opposite. Mets are confusing. They're a little bit streaky of a team, a little bit up and down. I think the pitching, like I said, has really just carried us. One of the best staffs in baseball, from starters to bullpen, top to bottom. Really, there's very few and far between holes in this bullpen and in this rotation. So Clay Holmes has been exceptional in his new role. Reached 100 pitches for the first time this week. Kodai Senga looks like an ace. Just wish he can go a little bit deeper into games so that way he can qualify for some of those innings totals requirements for end of season awards. He looks fantastic. And we're just waiting to get healthier with Sean Manaea and Frankie Montas doing the rehab assignments, looking to come back. So pitching's looking good. Diaz looks like his elite closing self again of late. Last couple of weeks he's looked electric. Good stuff out of the pen. Reed Garrett in there and a couple of injuries in the bullpen, but we'll work through those. Just like Nick said, we'll get to the deadline and probably add some pitching. You always need pitching in October and November, but the real challenge for the Mets has been their lineup consistency. Pete Alonso's been struggling, still has fantastic numbers on the season, but he's been struggling of late a little bit. Francisco Lindor, kind of a little bit of struggles lately too. I think his average has dropped about 30 points lately. Had the nice walk-off sac fly the other night. And getting to Juan Soto, the third in our three-headed beast. Not too strong from Soto, but a lot of the underlying numbers are good. The expected numbers that Nick loves and is the biggest fan of are all exceptional from Juan Soto. But his earthly numbers or realistic numbers, what do you call those, Nick, aren't as good?
His actual numbers.
His actual
it's great.
numbers,
It's
yeah.
great
So
that he's expected to hit 300, but he's only batting 230. Such a difference.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a huge difference between 300 and 230, but Soto hits the ball hard, has been getting unlucky, I think, as far as his results go. I think he's doing his job though. I think there was a little bit of a bullshit nothing burger again, a nothing burger story with Soto not hustling or whatever the case may be. I think anyone who sees him struggling is just going to pick on that thread and just try to dig in and get some clicks on their headlines. So I think this will be a consistent thing, throughout his career. I'm sure he's used to it. Kid's 26. He's one of the best players in baseball. He just needs to have some numbers to show it, and then everyone will shut up and just let him rock in Queens. He's a stud, man. I don't know what else to say. That's my take. I think Soto hustles, and I think Soto celebrates with the team. I think both of those stories were bullshit from the first half of the season, and his numbers will come right around come the end of the year, I think. That's my take.
I'll say one thing. There's a big difference between Soto with the Yankees in his first year and Soto with the Mets in his first year, and you can't tell me I'm wrong. So far,
What's the difference?
I'm sorry. He was a different player. He looked
in
happy.
what way? Yeah, in what way?
He looked happy. Did you hear the report?
He's struggling.
He wanted to go to the Yankees, but his family convinced him. You heard that? Do some research.
No, I didn't hear
Soto wanted to be a Yankee. Multiple big reporters said this. Multiple big reporters. He went back to his family, and his family said, no, we want well, obviously, because his mom gets a clothing allowance, they get private planes and stuff. That's why he went to the Mets, for his family.
All rumors, by the way.
Multiple reporters said this. Multiple.
They reported on the clothing allowance and the private jet, too?
It's called Read. I've been doing my research on this. I couldn't wait for this episode to talk about this. Soto is a shell of himself. First 2 months with the Yankees versus the first 2 months with the Mets, different guy. Completely different guy. He was him with the Yankees, and he's not him with the Mets. Big spots, he hasn't shown up. Listen, this is 15 years. It's obviously going to work out. He's in a rut, clearly, whatever. But I'm just saying there is a difference, and I'm not saying it's going to last forever, but in the end, Soto did want to be a Yankee, but I get it. Steve Cohen was throwing everything at him, all right, and his family. I get it. I understand. Soto, no hard feelings. You saw how it felt to be back in New York and, just face a team that you could have been on. But you know what? The replacements are doing better than you. So you know what? Have fun with Soto. He'll be good eventually. And yeah, that's all I have to say. That's all I got to say.
I don't believe those stories. I don't believe that that's the
Yeah.
case. You need to send me these articles that you're talking about.
Just look it up. Just go on Google and search Soto wanted to be a Yankee. Just go.
You know what I think the craziest
It's all
stat
bro, it's
is
all for
for Juan
clicks.
Soto this year is the fact that he has the same WAR as Pete Alonso, and Pete Alonso is having such a better year.
Michael Kay said this. Michael Kay is one of the most reputable sources. He's the voice of the Yankees. The voice of the Yankees just doesn't make things up.
Michael
Jimmy
K
just
is
doesn't
a
want to believe
clickbait
it.
guy.
He doesn't. Michael Kay's not clickbait, bro. He doesn't say stuff like this just to say stuff.
He kind of does. Anyway, yeah, no, I don't think for a second that that's the case, to be honest with you.
If you look it up, they're at Nick. Just type in Soto wants to be a Yankee. Look how many articles there are.
No, I mean, listen, I believe you. I saw a lot of them, and the biggest thing I saw was that like his family wanted him to be a Met because of the suite.
Yeah, because of all the things they were getting. Listen, I get it. I get it.
Bro, if you think dude, like this kid is making the decision. His family isn't making the decision for him. There's just no way.
Go read the articles. After this, go on your phone when you lay down. Go read the articles. That's it. We don't have to argue about it. It's fact. It's on the internet. Michael Kay himself said it, who doesn't just say things to say things. And that's it.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think Michael K is just trying to blow smoke, and he's a little bit sour, just like the rest of the Yankees fans.
We're not sour. We're over it. We just needed our weekend. We need to boo him. We need to make his life miserable. And that was it. We're good now. I'm good. I'm over it. That's all I needed.
Don't worry, once Jimmy starts reading it, he'll say otherwise. He just doesn't want to admit it.
It's the same. No, it's the same shit. It's Michael K who thinks he has sources saying that,
But he's
he
not
thinks
the
he
only
knew
one.
Juan Soto.
He's literally not the only
It's
one.
all Michael K. It's literally just his one comment from a week ago.
There's multiple people, bro. Trust me. You have to actually go through them, but there's multiple people saying it.
Juan Soto is a Met, and Juan Soto is going to be a great Met, and he's going to go into Cooperstown with a Mets hat on.
Well, I would hope so. They
Yeah, I
paid
hope
him,
so. He plays 15 out of 20 years with the Mets.
paid him $1 billion.
He's
I would
not.
hope.
Maybe he won't even opt out of his contract. Maybe that'll be the biggest tell. Oh, there's an opt out. Remember, he can opt out of it and go sign with the Yankees if he so badly wants to dick ride Aaron Judge.
Yeah, someone seems a little salty.
No, but
You
there's
want
a
him so
difference.
bad? Take him. Take him when he's 30. Take him when he's
I'm good.
35.
I'm good. I'm chilling. Listen,
He'll come right home to you.
I'm chilling. I'm sure he will, but I hope Hal says fuck you. Honestly, I hope he does. But anyways, let's talk about the Yanks. Let's get into the Kings of New York. Nick, basketball is obviously the next. We don't need to talk about that. But listen,
Not really. They're just the topic right now.
the Aaron Judge is the greatest baseball player I've witnessed in my lifetime.
The Aaron Judge.
The Aaron Judge, the man himself, the man who's getting paid a little less than $40 million a year, or somewhere around there. Sorry, he has a 398 batting average, a 1248 OPS, and he has a 4.3 WAR already. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of the greatest hitters of our generation. He's
got 80 hits. He's got 80 hits through a third of the season.
He's 80 for 200. Just think about that for a second.
Even Nick could do that math. That's 240 hits throughout the season. That's a lot of fucking hits.
Yes.
Actually, he's actually on pace for more than 240.
Are they slightly below the 1/3 mark?
160 divided by 3 is what?
Oh no, never mind. They're one game over.
Game over. So he's on pace for like 238 hits. What?
With
That's
probably 45 home runs.
He's at 18 right now.
More than
What is he
that.
on pace for?
He's
It's like
tied with
54.
Schwarber and someone else with 18.
It's 54 homers.
Can we also
Shohei's
talk about
on pace for 60.
fuck Shohei? They glaze him so much. Oh my god.
He's also on pace for 100 and 40 RBIs.
Is that 47? But
Gross.
Can we talk about Paul Goldschmidt turning back the clock? Paul Goldschmidt's hitting 345. He has 67 hits.
And I told you he wasn't washed.
He's hitting 345 with an 889 OPS.
He lost the long ball, but he's still got the doubles and he's still got the base knocks.
Yeah, I mean, come on, let's go, Goldschmidt.
Guy has 95 total bases.
He's a dog.
Cody,
still got it.
even Cody's looking like a baseball player.
Yeah, finally.
You know what I mean?
So the
Yeah, like-
Yankees are coming together slowly. Their offense is obviously the best in the league, in my opinion. Our run differential is insane. My thing is like, I think we still need one more bat, you know? Third baseman maybe, but that's deadline talk. We'll talk about that at a different time. Volpe's washed. George Lombard can't develop any quicker. What else? Dominguez looks decent. He's 22, so give him some grace. And, you know, all this talk about the Yankees can't develop players, the Yankees can't do this. Come on, guys. They had 2 out of 3 on Rookie of the Year last year. They have 2 and 3 in Rookie of the Year this year. Like, let's go. That narrative's over. The Yankees can develop. The pitching staff looks decent, and we're still going to get Heel back. Ryan Yarbrough. Nick, you want Ryan Yarbrough? He's a dog, all of us in for some reason. And yeah, I mean, the Yankees are playing decent. They keep winning series. They're stacking series wins. And I just hope to continue this pace, you know? That's all I can ask for.
Yeah, I mean, all 3 of our teams are doing great after 54, 55 games.
Yeah, I think this is like best case scenario for all of us, right? Like, this is all we can ask for at this point.
the only season better than this season so far was our first one that we did.
Was it?
Was it 23 or 2022?
22, probably. I would say 22.
I think it was 22.
Yeah, I would say 22.
This is season 4.
Season 4, yeah. So then, yeah, if it's season 4, then 2022 was our first, and the Cardinals were a playoff team that year. I think the Mets were doing well, and then I think the Yankees have been pretty relevant the last 3 or 4 years overall. So
the Mets won 100 games that year, right? That was the year when they
was 22
choked against the Braves. Not like coming at you, but they choked against the Braves to not win the division, and then lost to the Padres. Right? It was that year.
Yeah,
that was
Mets
Cohen's
tied the
first
division.
year. Pretty sure.
That was with Buck Showalter. Yeah.
No, but that was Steve Cohen's first year as owner. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
Yep.
But.
Yeah, and he hired Buck Showalter as his first manager. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So I would say that was probably the best year until now. I think we're all having good years, better years.
I don't know if we're ever gonna have a year like that, though.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean,
22 was good.
The Cardinals finished 93 and 69, and they were the worst team out of our 3.
Yeah. Hey man, there's still a whole lot of baseball left, you know?
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong, but asking 93 wins from the Cardinals out of this year, that's asking for a lot.
We'll see. Huh? What are you on pace for? Something like that, no? 8.
Well, we 90? Got 30. 30 out of 54. So 90.
30 out of 54. Yeah. There you go.
There you go,
only 3 games off. So, you know, they win a couple 1-run games down the stretch. You never know.
What's the scorecard looking like right now?
Cardinals are up 7-4 in Baltimore, and Mets are up 5-4 on Chicago, and the Yankees haven't played.
Dude, Baltimore, let me tell you something. I know this is like completely off topic, but it is criminal how badly that team is being managed right now, from top to bottom. With the talent they have, with the prospects they have, the development has been terrible. Everyone deserves to be fired. They should be at pace or the same as the Yankees right now. It's criminal.
Yeah.
It's truthfully very criminal.
That talent is incredible there, so I don't understand what's going wrong.
I have no clue. I really don't get it.
The team is batting .236 with a 5.5 earned run average by the pitchers.
It's insane. It's the pitching. It sucks.
I don't. It's not. But it's also the players. I mean, they have 2 guys over 1 WAR.
Yeah.
No one is making an impact in the field or at the plate.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's criminal, man. It's criminal. Let's talk some football. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, we missed our recap of the draft, so we got to go over that.
Yeah, so guys, the NFL draft has come and gone. I think Jimmy had a very, very fun draft. I think he's very happy. We also have Dynasty to talk about. So, Jimmy, if you want to just talk about the Giants' first round and what they did in the draft, I assume you're happy about it. I think you got two very
Oh yeah.
impactful players. I think Abdul Carter on that defensive line you already have is disgusting. And truthfully, I think Jackson Dart's going to be the best quarterback in the draft. So, if you want to talk about it a little bit.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head, so don't think I need to add too much more,
Hey,
but I'll give my 2 cents, sure. I think the Giants at 3 got the best player in the draft. I think that Cam Ward, was the consensus number 1 pick, so that's fine. I didn't think that the Giants would move up to get him, nor do I think the Giants necessarily want him. And I don't think Travis Hunter is an exceptional wide receiver, nor do I think he's an exceptional cornerback. So
He's getting a lot of bad
for him
marks
to
at
be
camp.
really okay,
Yeah.
for him to be getting drafted that high, he needs to be, if he's one of those positions, he needs to be the best in the class at that position. And I don't know if he is in either position. So no problem with the Giants steering clear of him. If he works out and he plays both sides of the ball well, I think that's fantastic and really a revolutionary type of player. But for me, I'm glad the Giants aren't dealing with that. And I think they got the best player in the draft, the Giants did, at number 3, getting Abdul Carter. So just really a defensive first team, just like they were in 2007 and 2011 when they won it all. And yeah, I don't hate the pick. I love the approach there, and I also love them coming right back into the first round at a time where it made sense to get the guy that they want for piloting the ship in the future. He has 2 excellent veterans to learn from behind. Talking about Jackson Dart here, behind Russell Wilson and the gunslinger himself, Jameis Winston. So I think he's got enough in front of him to where he doesn't have to play this year, and I don't want him to play this year. Learn, sit back, relax, take in the playbook, understand how to run an NFL offense, because he has no idea how to run an NFL offense. And that's just his one con in the scouting department is, he doesn't do counts. He doesn't do, extensive play design and different types of wide receiver routes. It's kind of just like go balls for him at Ole Miss. And his snap count was a clap. So he's got a lot to learn, and he has the ability to do so. So the Giants are an interesting case next year. I'm very excited to see how it all shakes out.
Yeah. I mean, I think I had Jackson Dart as my QB1 in this draft just because of I comped him to Josh Allen. I think like him going to Brian Dable is best case scenario, right? Like Josh Allen was similar. I think Josh Allen may have a better arm, but they have similar kind of abilities in terms of, being able to run, being able to be off play and throw a missile. So I definitely have it, not a similar comp, but something close to it. And I think learning from one, you have James, who's just a gunslinger who will bring that mentality. And then you have Russell Wilson, who's more of a conservative guy who's smarter, probably one of the smartest quarterbacks in our generation and one of the better in our generation. So kind of learning from those two and putting that together and then kind of just unleashing it all next year. I think Jackson Dart's going to be really good. So I think the Giants had a very good draft. I'd be excited if I was a Giants fan. And yeah, Mazal.
Works for me.
I'm going to talk a little bit about Dolphins. Very underwhelming draft. I mean, Kenneth Grant was a reach at 13. And then, the rest of the draft was what it was. I don't have high expectations for the Dolphins. I do like their back end draft picks. There's 2, Quinn Ewers and Ollie Gordon. I think Quinn Ewers is a very interesting prospect. If Tua was to get hurt, I think Quinn Ewers might actually shine. I'm kind of excited about that. Ollie Gordon's another interesting one. Coming into last year's college season, he was the best running back in the class. He fell off a little bit. He fell off a lot, actually, to go all the way in the 7th round. But I think he will kind of take over that Raheem Mostert kind of role, where he's big ground and pound, because the Dolphins have, Achane and Wright, who are kind of smaller, speedy guys, whereas Ollie Gordon's 6'1", so, i.e. touchdown machine. So I think he adds another asset to this offense, which could be exciting. So, those are kind of the only picks I was really excited about. But we'll see what happens. Jalen Ramsey's going to be traded probably, I would say, sometime after June 1st. So we'll see where the Dolphins are going. Who knows? But yeah, let's talk some dynasty and then let's hop off because it's already 9:30. 9:30 EST, boys.
Sure. Yeah, I
so
mean, Jonathan had the most
Yeah.
interesting, I guess, draft class.
So
this year.
I got a lot done in this draft. This was a make or break draft for me. I really need to get some role players. I need to get some starters. I need to get a receiver. I had the 106. So what I did was I, hit up the channels looking for a wide receiver. I hit up Jimmy. I hit up multiple other people. And what it came down to was I got Nico Collins. So essentially I traded Nico Collins for Travion Henderson and my first next year. We'll just chalk it up as that. I thought that was a great trade for me, getting Nico, stacking him with CJ Stroud. And then I had 2 more picks in the first. So I went Tyler Warren, who I think is in a similar situation as Brock Bowers is. Not as good as Brock Bowers, but where QB play isn't the greatest, wasn't the greatest last year for Brock Bowers. And he can hopefully be that go-to guy for Anthony Richardson or whoever's the quarterback there. So excited about Tyler Warren. I think he has a very good chance to be good. And then I took Luther Burden. Luther Burden was at one time one of the best receivers in the class. Obviously had a bad year. I just think bad offense at Missouri. But I really think he reminds me a lot of Amon-Ra St. Brown. And, who's the coach at Chicago now, Mr. Ben Johnson. So I don't know if he's going to get burned right away just because that team has plenty of options. They have Rome, they have DJ Moore, they have Cole Kmet, they have Colston Loveland now, Luther Burden. There's a lot of options there. So we'll see how it works out. And then I traded back into the 3rd round to kind of pick up more depth pieces. I got Devin Neal, who could be the heir to Alvin Kamara's throne, hopefully. I picked up Ollie Gordon for those touchdown purposes. Never know. I picked up Alec Aomaner. I think he might actually turn out to be the wide receiver 2 to Calvin Ridley. So excited about him. And then I picked up Will Howard. Will Howard's interesting. Pittsburgh doesn't have a quarterback right now. And why not take a flyer on a guy who could end up being a QB1 in his first year? So that was my draft. I think I would give myself a B+ based on trades and overall picks. So yeah, I really liked my draft. I was very active and I thought I did well.
A+ on volume.
Yeah, for sure. I just have no picks next year now, but that's okay.
Hey, I mean, don't feel bad because when I did mine the next year, I only had 2nds and 3rds.
Yeah, but yours was at a much better volume, the stature of players you got. But who knows? These guys could turn out good. But yeah, I liked my draft a lot for sure.
Well, I can go next because I'm really quick. I made one selection in
quick. One selection, Jimmy.
One selection. I don't know what I was doing in this draft, to be honest with you. There was a group of, so I had the 109. There was a group of 7 players plus the person I picked that I wanted. And I was just looking to see who fell. And if there was good value there, I would have taken them, right? Like if, for instance, we're in a 2 QB league, if 2 QBs went in the first 7 picks, I would have picked somebody at 9 and I would have been happy with it because obviously I liked Gianti, Omarion Hampton, Travis Hunter. Well, I didn't like Travis Hunter that much, but if he fell to 9, I guess I would have no choice. Cam Ward, I liked Tet McMillan, I liked Trevion Henderson, Quinshon Judkins, Jackson Dart, and Emeka Egbuka. So I think that's about 9 players I just listed that I would be fine if I had to take them in the 9th pick. It ultimately ended up being for me so I didn't have RJ Harvey in the top 10, so I didn't have him as he fell in our draft, but it was between Emeka Egbuka and Jackson Dart. And for me, I'm just taking the flyer on a good quarterback talent and just trying to see if maybe something can happen because my team desperately needs stability in the quarterback room. And I'm hoping that Jackson Dart brings that next year for this team. But for now, I think we're rocking with, some combination of Brock Purdy, A-Rich, Flacco, Winston. I also took Dylan Gabriel and put him on my taxi squad to see if he emerges as the one in Cleveland. And if he does, he was a free waiver wire pickup and didn't cost me anything. So we'll see what happens. Just taking flyers on quarterbacks right now, and we're going from there.
Very nice.
Yeah, so in my draft, I think it was last year, I traded away my first round pick for a quarterback, which ended up being Tua. Not being 100% familiar with this draft, I was okay with it. But I had a second round pick and 2 third round picks. So I ended up going with Trey Harris in the second round. Wide receiver, went to LA. I think he's going to be a good fit behind Ladd. And then the third round, I took, how do you even say this guy's name? Bashal Tootin? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Two.
Yep.
Yeah, so I went with him because, I'm not, at this point, I don't really know much about these players, but Travis Etienne had a really bad year last year. Tanks Bigsby didn't show like great things. And, it's got 23-year-old running back at Jacksonville. So maybe this year he gets a shot and we see where he's at. And then, I went with another QB, went with Miami Dolphins QB, Quinn Ewers. Can never go on with taking a QB. So I really wanted to take Shador in the beginning of the third round just to have him and see what he would do. But unfortunately he got snagged a pick before me. But yeah, those are my 3 picks. I feel like my team is in a great spot. Still trying to get a wide receiver, but everyone asks me for my best 3 players. Meanwhile, other players can just trade picks away for it. So we'll see what I can do in the offseason. And then week 1, I'll smack Jimmy around a little bit and start 1-0.
You guys play each
Probably.
other week 1.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's exciting. I mean, I like what I did. Nico Collins. I like my draft. My draft was good. Hopefully it turns out well,
Yeah, so the one thing that aggravated me is I was talking to Joe as well about like Nico and everything, and his answer to me was, you either have to give me Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, or JJ McCarthy. And meanwhile, with you, he takes picks. That's the one thing that aggravates me about this league.
I don't know, man. I guess I got him on a good day.
Yeah, like if you're gonna ask those 3 players from me, why are they not asking for Jameer Gibbs from you?
But like if you think about it, he did get a Travion Henderson. He did get a first round pick this year. Maybe if you had that first round pick, I don't know. I'm just bullshit.
I also don't think that like a first round pick this year after 103 is good. Like a guaranteed spot, like last year.
I don't know. I think Judkins and Henderson are good. I think
I don't know. It just confuses me why every time I try and make a trade, it's like, yo, I need you to trade Neighbors. It's like if I wanted to trade Neighbors, I wouldn't be asking you for a worser wide receiver.
So I was really hoping Tet was going to fall to me. I didn't think Joe would take another receiver, but he ended up taking Tet, and that's when I made that trade. If Tet would have fell to me, I would have never made a trade.
Yeah.
But my draft board essentially was going to be Tet, Tyler Warren, and Caleb Johnson. That was my draft board. That's what I was going with. That's who I wanted at those picks. But I chose Luther over Caleb Johnson, and I'm either going to live with it or it's going to burn me. So we'll see. But anyways, Ballpark Beef fans, listen, that's all we got for tonight. It's a late night. Jimmy looks tired. Nick looks tired. Nick wants to finish watching this Knicks game. So we love y'all. Have a good week. And we should be back next week. I don't think anything's going to come up. Should be back next week. If we're not, is what it is. But yeah, we'll be back when we're back. Thanks for listening. Make sure to check us out on all socials. And have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Peace out.